morning, students. Today we are going to look at some of the local Native American Indian tribes that live in and around the Coachella Valley. In this Webquest, you will demonstrate your knowledge of local Native American tribes. You will describe the American Indian nations in their local region long ago and in the recent past. You're going to describe their national identities, customs, and folklore traditions. You're also going to discuss ways in which the physical geography, including the climate, influenced how the local Indian nations adapted to their natural environment. For example, how did they obtain food, clothing? What kind of tools did they make? How many of you recognize these landmarks in the Coachella Valley? The Agua Caliente Resort may look familiar to most of you. Or how about the Indian Canyon hiking trails, which you may have visited with friends, families, or even on a field trip? All of these landmarks are owned by the Cahuilla Indians, who reside right here in the Coachella Valley. Our home, the Coachella Valley, is home to the Cahuilla Indians, a California Native American tribe. There are two other American Indian tribes just outside the Coachella Valley, the Serrano Indians and the Pechanga Band of Luiseno Indians. During this Webquest, your group will research one of the bands of American Indians. You will learn where the tribe is currently located, their customs, traditions, housing, food, and tools. You will be asked to put together certain materials concerning the culture of your Indian tribe and prepare a time capsule of artifacts. Here we have a map showing the location of our Native American Indian tribes. First, we have the Cahuilla Indians located here in the Coachella Valley. Then we have the Serrano Indians located in San Bernardino, just outside the Coachella Valley, and the Luiseno Indians located in the Temecula Valley. Here is your task. Congratulations, you are now a member of a local American Indian tribe. In your group, you will research your tribe's culture, traditions, housing, food, and tools. You will also be able to identify where your tribe is currently located. Using what you have learned, your group will put together a time capsule. A time capsule is a container for preserving historical records to be discovered in the future. It is very important that you choose your items wisely because the capsule cannot hold many items. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the process of the Webquest and some of the resources you will be using. The class is going to be divided into groups of 4. Your group will be assigned a tribe to research and you will each be given an individual responsibility. Below is a picture of a time capsule using a recycled coffee can. This will be the approximate size of the time capsule your group will be using. Step 1. As a group, familiarize yourself with your tribe and where the tribe is located. Here are some resources listed below to help with your individual tribe. Step 2. Each group member will be assigned a different artifact or aspect of the tribe to research. Member number 1, you will be responsible for tools and weapons. Member 2, you will be responsible for food and agriculture. Member 3, music and traditions. And member number 4, shelter and clothing. Guidelines will be given on the following slides for each individual topic. Member 1, it is your responsibility to research tools and weapons. Here are some questions I want you to think about. First, describe the resources for tools and weapons and what was needed to make them. Number 2, do you see a resemblance between the tribe's tools and tools of today? And last, were there any weapons or tools that they used more than others? Also provided are some websites that you can visit that give details on each tribe's weapons or tools that they used. Number 2, you are responsible for food and agriculture. Here are some questions to think about. 1, what specific items were grown and hunted? Number 2, where did the tribe hunt and plant food? And number 3, what members of the tribe were responsible for hunting, gathering, and farming? Number 3, you're responsible for music and traditions. Were there any specific ceremonies the tribe performed for? Were there any specific instruments they used for their ceremonies? And did the tribe have any traditions they recognized? Number 4, you are responsible for shelter and clothing. Here are some questions to think about. What did the typical shelters look like? What were they made of? Where did the tribe usually build their shelter? What did the women of the tribe wear? Did they do anything special with their hair? Here are the resources for shelter and clothing. Step 3. Each group will create at least one of the artifacts by drawing, painting, or using clay. Groups can also use objects from nature. Then you can put all of your artifacts in your time capsule. If you have time, you can decorate the outside of your time capsule to reflect your particular tribe. Step 4. For each artifact, you must write a detailed description of the object, at least one paragraph long. Each member of the group is expected to write one paragraph describing one of the objects. Step 5. The presentation. Each group will present their finished time capsule project to the class. Each group must share with the class their knowledge of where the tribe is located and how their lifestyle is influenced by the region they live in. Then each member will have a term describing their artifact to the class. Groups may use note cards or pictures as well as their artifacts during the presentation. Finally, we have the rubric. You will be graded on 4 different aspects of your Webquest. The first is the identification of the local Indian tribe. Second, you will be graded on your time capsule. Third, I will be looking at your descriptive paragraph. And fourth, your presentation. The conclusion. Now that you know all about our local California Native American tribes, you should be able to identify some of the contributions they have made to the local people and cities. Reflect back on what you have learned. Think about the process of gathering the information on your local tribe and creating the different artifacts for your time capsule. Do you think your time capsule is a good representation of your tribe? Hopefully this Webquest has sparked your interest and you will continue to learn more about how our local tribes are involved in our communities. Finally, we have some extension activities to be done at a later date. First, compare and contrast your time capsule with that of another group's. How are they alike and how are they different? What strengths and/or weaknesses does your time capsule have? Second, compare and contrast the 3 local Indian tribes that were researched. How are they alike and how are they different? I hope you have enjoyed this Webquest and have learned a little bit more about the Native American Indians that have contributed both to the Coachella Valley and to the valleys that surround us.